Oh, bro, did y'all hear about the new Predator movie that's coming out?
You talking about Skull or whatever?
Yeah,
Skull, whatever.
It's gonna be about the first Predator to ever come to Earth.
So I thought it was going to be about R. Kelly.
Damn.
That caught me off guard.
Let me tell you how it's about to go. Let me show you the towel you're about to throw. This is hip-hop, try to run an house war, knock your ass straight out the door. I'm the enemy's epitome, the fantasy, my tendency to mentally give your career the death penalty. I instantly advise you to match my intensity, try to fit my brain like Jackie Kennedy. I'm so tired of the why not, tired of putting MCs in a pine box. You motherfuckers couldn't even hit me in my blind.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Lost Legend TV, we are Ready to MC. And I'm Ray.
And I'm James.
And I'm Skylar.
Yep.
You have seen him on the channel before, maybe. If not,
This is a random guy.
Yeah. Y'all know who I am.
He was with us when we ranked Nightmare on Elm Street.
and Hereditary.
And when we did Hereditary. And now we're going to rank Child's Play.
From our least favorite to our number one.
And this is including the reboot, in case anyone was wondering.
You fucking with me?
Who wants to go first? No.
No, I'll go first. Mine's Seed of Chucky.
Yeah.
I know I've shit on this film like a lot, and I will continue to do so. But all in all, like, if you can step out of your box, it's not god horrible. Mm-hmm. They just went fucking Hollywood with it, like fucking hard.
I feel that.
Going from like they kind of did the same with Nightmare, but to take like a vicious fucking serial killer, like a foul mouth fucking shit talker, and just go fucking Hollywood with it, man, it was rough.
Scott?
It's the same.
Okay.
I don't dislike any of these movies. I think Seed of Chucky's pretty hilarious. I think the comedy can be a little cringe sometimes. And Redman, he ruined the film for me.
I love
He
it.
ruined it for me.
It was amazing. My least favorite is not Seed of Chucky, which you would know that if you saw the first day we tried to do this.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
My least favorite is Child's Play 3.
That wasn't the one I thought you was going to say.
Okay.
I was about to be upset.
So, Child's Play 3, the reason I don't like it is basically it's the same movie as 1 and 2. It's the same, like, they don't add anything new.
It was bland. Like
It was
that.
bland as a motherfucker. There's not a character I really liked besides maybe that little kid, but he was so stupid. Like I said, nothing about this movie, like, was good to me. And this is where they picked up in the comedy. So if you really didn't like the comedy in Seed of Chucky, you could blame Child's Play 3 for that, because that's when they were like, they are coming with fucking lawns. I will say my favorite part of that movie was the ending scene when they went to the fucking like carnival thing, wherever.
Yeah.
And like they had that whole thing, and like his face got chopped off. That was dope. I wish I'd had that the whole fucking... And like the characters are so fucking like stereotypical.
It's like they were so one-dimensional.
They're one-dimensional and stereotypical.
Like, you got the nerd, you got the jock character, which is like the drill sergeant.
And like when old buddy Dawson the grenade, I felt nothing. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't feel shit. You're supposed to be like, oh no, he died.
Took one for the theme. Nah.
So yeah, my least favorite is Child's Play 3. All right, y'all want to go to the next one? I can start with the next one if you want me to.
Okay.
My next one is Seed of Chucky. I'm not ranking this high. Here's my positives and my negatives. Negative, it's awful as a horror movie. It's as a horror movie, it does not really check a lot of things besides gore.
Yeah.
Some of the kills are like really gory and they're really good, and I really like some of the kills, like the acid one on John Waters.
I'd say
that was really good.
I'd say it's like this close to being in like the scary movie territory.
And that's where it comes to my positives. It's great for a comedy film.
How come we're not talking about Shitface?
Glenn,
yeah.
I like Glenn. All right.
alright.
I like Glenn.
Or
I like that
they are all right.
I like how Glenn is trying to figure out who he is.
Yeah.
And that's really relatable nowadays, because there's a lot of people who can't and I don't understand who they are, and try to. So it's before its time in that regard. But like the plot's awful. The only positive I can give you, like I said, is like I enjoyed the comedy. I thought it was hilarious. For most part, there were some parts Jennifer Tilly as Jennifer Tilly is just fucking amazing. Yeah. And her going back and forth with that Tiffany scene was my favorite part. Where like, she was like, no, it's what's her name, like eating me out in that film. Like that was just, yeah, that's amazing.
I hope they use Glenn or Glenda, whichever one he wants to be called.
I don't think they'll bring that back.
No, I've heard that they're going to be using them in the TV show somehow. But
It will make sense. I mean, if
We'll
it's
get there
canon.
when it gets there. All right, what's your next lowest one? Not.
Child's Play 3.
Hey, look, we switched.
Yeah, the thing that I don't really like about this movie is exactly what he said. It's just kind of like a rehash of Child's Play 1 and 2.
It's so bland.
It's not, it don't bring anything new to the table, and the characters, while some of them are okay, most of them are just like
That's the thing.
throwaways.
The only ones I even sort of like was Andy and that one little boy, but he was so gullible.
I did like the barbershop dude that was in Hellraiser. That dude was in Hellraiser.
Okay.
Yeah, he was in Hellraiser, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
anyway, it's bland. It don't bring anything new to the table. The only thing it did was set up Bride of Chucky for me, which is alright.
All right, so mine's going to take a different turn here.
Oh.
Mine is Child's Play 3.
See, I thought y'all were gonna rank it just a slightly higher. Not like top 3, but I thought it was gonna be like in the middle of the road. So I thought like when I said that, y'all were like, "No, dude, why?"
I will say this. This has one of the best intros, I think, in the franchise.
I feel you.
Oh yeah,
When they
where
turn the
he's
factory
like-
back on, he gets melted down with the blood and shit. He comes back to life.
Yeah. I forgot to mention, but yeah.
But from that point on, it's just boring. Like, I can understand trying to bring back the story of like Andy, what he's doing as a teenager nowadays.
Yeah.
The biggest plot hole is he don't have to go after Andy. Mm-hmm. What's he doing it just for the satisfaction?
They could have left Andy out of this whole movie.
To be fair, they wrote this like within a year of releasing Child's Play 2. So
Yeah, I think this was around the time that they had like a writer's strike or something.
Yeah.
So that's probably why the writing is so terrible in this.
Ray, what is your number 6?
I don't know if I agree with myself here, but I'm going to put this here anyway. I'm going to say Bride of Chucky.
Okay. You just so said the title.
And I know this is going to sound conflicting with the other ones I ranked, but this movie, it set up the things I did not want in the future of the franchise.
Oh, I get that.
You know, but other than that, the pros of this movie, you know, it took like a new age 90s feel. And it had like one of my favorite kills is when that couple's fucking in the hotel. He throws that fucking bottle at the glass.
Yeah,
Wasn't
that's
that Tiffany did that?
One of the two.
Yeah, I think it was Tiffany. That
Yeah,
did
because they fucked after that.
that. Yeah.
I don't know if I like that kill more than John Ritter's
With the
kill.
nails.
Nail
Yeah.
gun.
But to be fair, they didn't immediately kill them. They had to like
And then-
double tap match.
Yeah, and then they did like a Pinhead reference.
yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty dope.
It's set up for future things I thought failed the franchise.
Okay.
Nonetheless, it's Seed of Chucky. Ending, though, I think if they would have kept that aspect, like when you first see Glenn as a baby, like a fucking demonic force coming at that motherfucker, like when he showed up at the grave.
Yeah.
And I did also like that they tried to end the story with Chucky killing Tiffany. Oh, the fucking intro. How did I forget about that?
Oh,
the fucking
yeah.
cameos of fucking, you got in a police locker, you got fucking Jason's mask, you got fucking Freddy's gloves.
They went real meta.
And
Yeah.
it introduced a whole generation of fucking Rob zombies.
Zombies, fucking, yeah, he's in the soundtrack. So I like the hardcore angle, I just didn't like what they brought to the table.
Okay, what's your next one?
My next one is Curse of Chucky. I don't like.
Y'all
hate-
both don't like that movie as much. Okay.
I don't really hate this movie. The only problem that I really have with it is the characters and shit.
But no, wait, you liked Curse. You
Yeah.
didn't like Cult.
Yeah,
That's right.
I liked Colt a
yeah, I
lot
gotcha.
actually, but anyway, I didn't really like the characters. I thought the characters were like fucking douchebags in this. That like they were just awful. Like I didn't care for a single one other than what was her name, Nina.
The main girl,
Yeah, but it had some really good kills in it. I liked the car crash kill where
Ooh,
you
with
see
that priest?
Yeah.
Yeah, that head decapitation.
It has some really intricate kills in it, but other than that, I did like how they had the backstory of like Chucky and Nina.
My number 6 is Bride of Chucky. Positives. Jennifer Tilly is amazing. I love that they brought her in as Tiffany. I love the whole backstory between Tiffany and Chucky. All the time where Tiffany and Chucky are on screen, besides the fucking scene, like that was, I could have done without that scene completely. The reason it goes so low on me, for me, is I couldn't root for anybody. The main couple you're supposed to root for are fucking awful people.
I didn't think about that.
Awful people, bro. Like they're constantly accusing each other of being the murderer.
They are the worst couple I've ever seen.
And then not only that, like afterwards, they decided to go to elope, even though they've just been accusing and still got why not? And then they caused old buddy's death. Like they basically forced him on the fucking road.
And
like I couldn't if you give me no one to root for, why am I watching this film?
Yeah.
Okay,
because you're caught in the fucking two relationships going on.
Yeah, and at least when Chucky and Tiffany are seeing, like, okay, they're supposed to be dysfunctional.
Yeah.
Y'all are not. Y'all are supposed to be rooting for each other.
Yeah. Yeah, instead of playing the good couple, bad couple, they're just fucking, it's all a fucking mess.
Yeah, it's just awful. I'm going to go with my next one. This is number 5. I'm going Child's Play reboot. Positives. It had great kills. I like the Jack Black looking dude who got like dropped into the fucking thing.
It had some of the best kills in the whole.
It was amazing. Oh, buddy who got killed with the fucking lawnmower and shit in the backyard. That was fucking amazing. I love Aubrey Plaza. I've always been a fan of her. Mm-hmm. It's hard to see her as a mother, just because I've seen her in other roles where she's not really loving.
It's hard to see her as a mother of a kid that old.
Yeah, that's the thing. But. You know, and I even like the new Andy. Okay, I don't like Andy's friends. I do like that cop. I think it tries to be too comedic in certain situations. Like when the old buddy gets killed with the lawnmower, like they had Buddy say this is for Tupac. There was no reason for that.
Yeah.
Like the moments where it's like tense and like all this stuff, you're like, shit, this is, and then they would undercut it with a joke.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
it's like a fucking MCU horror movie.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Like, all the tension just gets broken down by...
Well, see, in those, for some reason, I can tolerate it. But in this moment, I'm supposed to, like, be terrified for this character. Mm-hmm. And, like, we've talked about it. The fact that he's able to control so many things, like, with that software is crazy. He would destroy most people in real life. It's not a terrible film. And Mark Hamill, I loved him as Chucky. Mm-hmm. I still like Brad Dourif better. But I feel like just because I'm used to Brad Dourif, Mark Hamill did great for what he was given.
Yeah.
It could have been a better film. I didn't like they kind of did the whole, like, maybe he's dead. No, he's not dead. No. And then they legit just knocked his head off. His backstory made no fucking sense.
Oh, at all.
Like, how he came to life in this one. Like, oh, buddy, like, just like, well, his boss gave him some shit. So he's like, fuck it. I'm gonna make this evil dog. Then he killed himself. No sense, whatever. So like all of that just brings it down to 5 for me.
Mine's the same. I loved Mark Hamill as Chucky. I thought that he really gave like a good sentient AI technology type of voice, which the kills were great. The only thing that I really didn't like was I feel like they didn't do enough with like the AI aspect of it.
I feel you. They could have done more.
Yeah, they could have did a little bit more, and I'm hoping that they actually do a sequel to this, just so they can like do more of that same concept. I didn't hate the like kid characters. It kind of reminded me of the It reboot a little bit, and my favorite part of the movie was actually when he kills that dude. And then he puts his head like on a like plaque thing and puts it in fucking Andy's room.
Yeah.
And then Andy sees it, and it caught me off guard when we first watched it. I was like, "Oh shit!"
It was kind of weird too, because like there was a whole story of him just trying to get rid of the head. Like, just take it to the top.
They could have. They could have just like did something to get that off a little bit quicker. Yeah. They could have had a little bit more had they not focused on that so much. But yeah, that's my number 5.
Number 5, right?
And mine's the same.
Oh yeah, I agree for one.
I do think the biggest problem with this film is they struggle to find the balance of screen time between the actual plot between Andy and the mom and him getting Buddy and the AI taking over. The plot's fucking genius. I mean, it's been done before, but you know, not in this scenario. Was like a Chucky or a Buddy doll. But the fact that this AI is a learning, like AI. It's like he was watching what fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ending scene where he closes down the fucking store and he just goes ape shit with like fucking like they had this drone kill and shit.
Oh yeah.
So that aspect, if they would have kept they would have kept that balance, man.
And that kind of goes back to what Scott was saying, because they could have, like, he literally could have took out everybody in that whole thing, and he could
have controlled the fucking temperature of the room and shit, made it extremely fucking hot.
At one point, he took over a fucking car.
Yeah, and
remember?
But he killed maybe 3 people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, he killed 3 people in that way using technology.
Well, I just mean like in that grocery store.
Yeah.
Because he could have killed like everybody, or at least
he had a fucking army of shit. You know what I'm saying?
You saw him kill 3 people, but he could have killed a little bit more off screen, but still.
Ray, what's your number 4? We're in the top 4 now.
Okay, my next one is Curse of Chucky. Notice I put this below Cult.
Which is odd because we actually had an argument about like whether or not which one was better.
I thought hard about it, and originally I didn't like the idea of having this army or this cult of Chuckies, right? Yeah. But now with the new TV series coming, I can see where they're going with this, and I actually like the idea.
Yeah.
I do like the simplicity of Curse better. I know a lot of people didn't, but the fucking cons in this movie are fucking cons. Mm-hmm. Like there's one scene that you pointed out with this bitch, what's her name? It's Brad Dourif's daughter.
I think her name was Nina.
Stands up in his fucking chair, opens the door, sits back down.
Yeah, she's supposed to be in a wheelchair.
Like, what? And she got stabbed in the leg. It didn't make sense. And they also made the mistake of using like a CGI Chucky in this. Yeah. I didn't like it at all.
But it was CGI in this?
Mm-hmm. Oh. Not for all of it.
Oh, okay.
There's this one scene where he's walking down the hallway with an axe. It's pure CGI. But I did like the simplicity of it because when it came out, you didn't know if it was a sequel. You didn't know if it was a soft reboot. And there's a scene in there that I fucking love. It's where that bitch is peeling off the fucking fake skin of Chucky, and you see the stitches. Mm-hmm. It was to me the perfect fake out.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this is this, not. Psych, bitch. We're steady going with this.
Yeah.
I really like that. But like you said, the characters kind of suck, and there's so many fucking plot points that just don't make any sense. And it could have been better.
Yeah.
But I do think at the end of the day, it's a simple Chucky story. I still enjoyed it.
My number 4 is Cult of Chucky. I love the idea of there being multiple Chuckies of like the same mind and the same soul.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I do like how they brought back Tiffany because she steals like every scene that she's in.
Yeah.
It had some really good kills, and I like the callback of like Bride of Chucky where I don't know what he used, but there was a mirror or something on the ceiling.
That girl was on the operating table.
Yeah. I liked that callback. It had some really good kills. Like, it had some really weird characters and really weird moments, but other than that, I liked it, and I want to see where they go with this in the TV show. Yeah. Because this is supposed to be, like, a continuation of that. Yeah. And I loved how they brought back Alex Vincent. Is that what his name is?
Yeah. Like the original fucking Andy?
Yeah. I love that. I loved how they brought back Kyle from Child's Play 2.
Yeah.
In the post-credit scene. Oh, yeah. That got me really excited.
My number 4 is Curse. A lot of the points that Ray pointed out was great. I actually liked how shitty the characters were because whenever they did get killed, I was happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like there was a whole shitty like love triangle thing or whatever.
It was like lesbian couple, and then
they were basically all fucking each other at some point.
The reveal of Chucky, like when he first speaks, could have been way better. Because all he said was that he's under the covers. This little girl, he's like, "I'm scared." He just says, "You fucking better be," and that's it.
They have some of the worst lip syncing of the whole franchise in that movie too.
I say it could have been amped up. Like you could have went like, "Oh fuck," this is like, no, okay.
So like I said, a lot of that, but like I said, I do like the kills. The old girls, like the eye kill was really good. Even like the simplicity of like knocking the water onto the fucking cord and electrocuting the bitch was great.
You've got your mother's eyes.
A lot of it was really good. It really goes back to me why it's not higher is that one fucking scene where the bitch stands up. It pissed me off so much. Like, I didn't want to watch the rest of the movie. Like,
Yeah.
I get it, but that's such a fucking, like, if she's in a wheelchair, I don't even care if she broke her leg. She's not, because the whole thing was, like, she wasn't in cast. Like, if she was in a cast and tried to stand up, all right, maybe I could sort of understand it.
Did she have something to support her, like, when she stood up?
No!
She
She legit
opened
the door, sat back down. It just threw me off. And, like, maybe I'm missing something for that, but, like, every time I see it, it just really pisses me off.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense. So, like, that's the only reason this is not higher for me.
Like, I know this is like direct DVD release, but fucking, how do you miss that in editing?
Fucking
bro?
wheelchair gate.
We are into the top three. I feel like we each have sort of a different top three. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. All of us have two that are the same, but none of us have said the original Child's Play or Child's Play 2.
Yeah, so it's got to be either or.
I haven't said Cult, you haven't said Cult, and he hasn't said Bride. Let's see how this goes.
Here we go.
So number 3 for me is Cult of Chucky. It was like I love, like Ray was talking about and Skylar was talking about, I really love the idea of like multiple Chuckies. I really want to see where they go with it when it goes into the TV show. Really hope they bring it all together. Bringing back Alex Vincent was amazing. The kills were really great.
The kills is on point, bro.
A lot of this was really good. The part that brings it down for me is the ending. Because, like, for one, like, before, like, the show come out, like, for one, it's really ambiguous. And it was just like, okay, so he's in this woman's body now. And then you watch, like, if you were to watch the trailer of the TV show, how the fuck is he over here? But, like, even because, like, you think that he's completely in her right now. He's, like, completely taken over. If you go by the end of Bride of Chucky, how the fuck is Tiffany in Jennifer Tilly's body? Even if you go with Seed of Chucky, how the fuck does that work? She literally, because at the end, she's supposed to have transferred her soul, but she still talked to fucking Glenn. So that makes no sense. So in this context, how the fuck is she in Jennifer Tilly's body?
I don't know.
It threw me for such a loop. So I was like, I don't like, because the rest of the movie was so fucking good. Yeah. And I don't dislike Nina for real. I think she's alright.
My favorite part of that whole movie was when he was walking down the fucking hallway and that old ass lady was like standing there looking at him. Yeah. It was like, you're not real. And he was like, I am a toy from the 1980s and you're sitting here talking to me.
Yeah, Chucky with a flat top.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was dope.
What?
The movie was really good. It's just like that. The ending throws it to 3 for me. Cuz, what is your number 3?
My number 3 is the original.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love the setup of the whole.
Ray looking at you.
You don't like my.
He was like.
Yeah, but
I mean,
but yeah, I love the beginning where we actually get to see Brad Dourif and shit. I love the whole setup and everything.
Oh, not to cut you off, but that's one thing I forgot about bringing up about fucking Curse of Chucky. Mm-hmm. They explored that fucking backstory and incorporated to that fucking opening credit scene of the original.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
But they kind of made no sense, though.
No, he definitely aged and shit like that.
Well, no. I meant, like, because in the original, the reason he got mad was because his getaway driver left him. But if he was doing this, there was no reason he should have had a getaway driver at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the getaway driver made no sense. So why did he go kill his getaway driver on one?
I just thought it was cool to see Chucky pre-Chucky.
I got you.
Yeah. I think that Alex Vincent is like the best kid like in a horror movie in general. Yeah. Other than probably Dylan and Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Oh, bro.
What? You don't like him?
No. Not a fan of him. Not that he was terrible.
You weird.
Not that he was terrible.
I wouldn't put him up there.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think it was a strong point of the movie.
No. Sure.
But anyway, yeah, I love the whole setup. For 1986, this had some really good kills in it. Puts the dude in like an electrical...
It was like electric shock thing.
And then the whole voodoo doll thing where he broke old buddy's legs and shit. Yeah. But yeah, and then Brad Dourif, he killed it in this movie. I actually did like the mom quite a bit. Yeah. I wish they'd bring her back. That'd be pretty dope.
You probably guessed mine. I'm going back to Cult of Chucky. 4 I was really against the idea of having this cult and army of Chuckies. To me, it just made no sense. But seeing how this franchise went from blowing the fuck up in 1 and 2, drop it down for 3, and then
slightly pick it back up for 4.
And then just going straight to fucking DVD, like that's almost the death of fucking horror movies. I feel like this is the step they needed to expand on anything else. You know what I'm saying? If they wasn't gonna reboot the way Don wanted it to go, the Chucky TV series, I feel like this is what needed to be done. Looking back at it now, I kind of have a new love for it, mainly because of the kills, but just to have Brad Dourif and seeing Chucky in a different light that we haven't seen before. Like Chucky's talking to each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was kind of dope. The only thing that took it down for me, like you said, was the ending. And I'm not as big a fan as Nina as everybody else. I didn't like the idea of Chucky possessing that body because I'm not a huge fan of her acting.
She's not.
Sorry, Brad. She's not terrible, but to me, she's not great either.
Top 2. Ray, what's your number 2?
The original Child's Play. Pros. This is the birth of a fucking awesome franchise. Awesome franchise. This story, it wasn't done before. Besides maybe like Puppet Master or shit like that.
Did Puppet Master come before this or after?
Yeah, after.
I don't remember. Either way, they did it right. If you was to choose like any other voice actor in this, I don't think
it would have worked as well.
It would have worked. But to have Chucky's like a fucking mixture of fucking Freddy and I don't know. Chucky's just a fucking badass.
He's like a mixture between Freddy and fucking Leprechaun.
Yeah.
A little bit because he's a small ass motherfucker, but he's funny as hell though.
Yeah, like the fucking reveal when old girls, the mom's fucking checking Chucky and
that shit's hilarious.
The fucking batteries are gone. He just starts freaking out. You bitch! You know what I'm saying?
No, because like the battery thing, she checked it first and she didn't say anything. When she said something, it was like she lit the fire. I was like, "You said something wrong with throw you into this fire," and he was like, "You bitch!" Like, he just like,
yeah.
She should have already did that shit. She shouldn't have told him that.
No, she should have like just tossed him.
The personality of Chucky alone, like Brad, the energy Brad gives his fucking character.
Yeah, he rivals Freddy.
Yeah,
in some ways, yeah.
And like I said, the story of this Chucky alone, I mean, it's simple, but if you was to take yourself, because we are all post 80s, I can imagine being in the 80s and watching this in theaters. You know what I'm saying? Nothing really happened like that.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you have? You had Halloween in '78, and like this is something new.
And even then, those are like legit like guys walking around killing you and shit.
Yeah.
Like I think Friday and Child's Play took that to 2 different levels because like I can kill you in your dreams, and this is a doll that like your son might have that could still fucking kill you. That's pretty dope.
And nobody's gonna believe you.
No.
But here we are. It was a great original idea, and they fucking blew it out the water.
Number 2?
This one's going to be controversial for y'all. Number 2 for me is Bride.
Okay, I was about to say, bro, if you put Bride first, bro.
Yeah, I love Bride so much. It really does revitalize the franchise, and even if it brings things to the table that a lot of people don't love about the newer ones, it still was like an awesome movie because Jennifer Tilly, I don't think anybody else could have played.
It's the same as in Brad Dourif. Like it's hard to replace that.
I don't think that anybody could play Tiffany like she can. Ronnie Yu was the one who directed this. He was also the one who directed
Freddy vs. Jason.
So he revitalized 2 franchises, and even if you don't like Freddy vs. Jason, I mean, that was a dope-ass movie. I mean, it had some really good...
Would have been better if it was made in the 90s. Would have been better if they had Kane Hodder. We could go a lot of different ways. And again, I'm not saying anything bad about the actual actor who did Jason. He did really well. But Kane wanted to do the shit. Yeah, and Kane legit cares about being Jason.
I don't think that had anything to do with the director. I think that was
we'll talk about it later because that's going on a fucking Friday tangent.
Oh, we can go on that.
We can do that, but let's finish Child's Play first.
But yeah, it had some really, really, really good kills in it, and I loved like the comedy of like 2 dolls being married, and like that whole scene in the fucking RV where they fucking start arguing about cookies and shit.
Well, I think they had a pretty good balance of kills and comedy. You know what I'm saying?
And as far as like character designs go, I think this is like the movie where like Chucky looks his best.
I feel
Yeah, with stitches and shit.
Yeah, because in like Seed
it's the
of
one
Chucky,
I think of when I think of Chucky.
yeah, in Seed of Chucky and like Curse of Chucky, they have the stitches,
It's not the
but
same, though.
they don't look like it doesn't look as human as it did in Bride, and that's one of the things that I didn't really like about those movies.
So my number 2, controversial. It's Leprechaun Origins. Now I'm gonna go ahead and tell my number 2 so we can all talk about our number 1 because it's all the same. My number 2 is Child's Play, the original. There's not a lot of bad things about this. If I had to legit point out bad things, there's not a lot of kills. And that's just me nitpicking because like the kills that they do have are pretty good. Like the one where the ant gets pushed out the fucking window. Even though that's so fucking simplistic and we've seen it a lot now. I know back in the 80s you didn't see that a lot. She literally fell like 4 or 5 stories to a fucking car.
That was almost a one-take shot.
Yeah, that's fucking insane. The story's really good just because of the killer doll aspect. Even with the voodoo added into it, it's really cool. Brad Dourif is amazing. Alex Vincent is amazing. The mom is really good. The only part I wasn't like a huge fan of was the ending basically because like I didn't like all the fake outs with like Chucky's dead.
Oh yeah, that motherfucker. He was like
Coming back with
fucking Nemesis on fucking Resident Evil 3. Dude,
Like he should have been dead after the first go.
Coming back.
He should have been dead at the first go because that would have been a great way to end it. And it was like they brought him back. Like, all right, I guess that's fine. But then they did it a third time. Like, bro, just let the man die. If that's the only bad thing, like that's not a real bad thing. Like there was no bad acting. You know what I mean? It was it was a pretty well acted film. The only time that it's ambiguous as to who the killer might be besides Chucky is once, and that's where it might be fucking Andy. That's just because they had the same shoes on. He stepped in the flour.
Yeah.
But other than that, every other killer, it had to have been the fucking doll.
Yeah.
Other than that, like I said, the film is amazing. It's a well done movie, especially for the 80s. New take on horror at the time. That being said, since we all have one left, and it's all the exact same movie,
Yep.
let's just go ahead and talk about it. Number 1 for all 3 of us for the Child's Play series is Child's Play 2. It's not often that a sequel is better than the original in some people's eyes.
Word.
It's not often.
This movie has the best final set piece in a fucking horror film.
It's amazing.
The toy factory, dude, that was fucking awesome.
Like the Predator sense of Chucky in this fucking movie is phenomenal, man.
And that's the thing. Like one of the better things is from the jump, Chucky's there. We know it's Chucky. There's no hiding behind it. There's no hiding behind any kind of enemy.
This is where Chucky fucking shined.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And like I said, so the ending scene is great. Kills are on point. That fucking dude getting his eyes gouged out with fucking doll eyes is crazy. If I had to give you a negative, I didn't like the foster parents.
Oh yeah,
they were kind of they were
douchebags.
But
how's a hanging feel?
That's fucking lots of man.
Hey, that's one of the best one-liners in fucking horror.
Yes, it is. It's amazing. I'll say it makes you laugh every time. And the dad was kind of shitty. The kill for the mom was kind of
they should have showed her getting killed.
I did like the foster sister. I like how they told Andy did they tell him to take care of the doll or something like that? Like get rid of it. So he went to the basement with a fucking knife. Like fuck it, let's go.
Oh,
Got the wrong one.
Yeah.
My favorite kill in the movie is when it's in the school where he's got that fucking air pump thing and he stabs that teacher. And then he comes out of the fucking closet
and
with the fucking
beats her with a fucking.
And then
it's a yardstick. It's not a ruler.
He beats her with a yardstick and it pulls away from the camera
and you can
still see
it. Dude, that's really dope.
Yeah, that was my favorite part of the movie.
The story alone I thought was fucking dope. Because it takes Andy in a very realistic situation. Like, hey, he's in a fucking foster home now. Yeah. Him and his sister, they got to start over. This is what happens after this shit happens. And Chucky comes after him again. Doesn't matter if it's at fucking school. I mean, he does not stop. Yeah. Like I said, the fucking factory scene.
Dude, the scene in the film, in the series.
I don't understand why Chucky didn't think about, oh, I've got all these fucking dolls. I could just keep possessing all these fucking dolls. And
to be fair, that was probably
It wouldn't be Chucky after that.
But another thing about it is this sequel is so good that it makes the third movie like nothing.
That's
the third.
That's one of the reasons why the third one is like the bottom for me. Like you go from this to that. It's such a drop off,
and it's like nothing that the third movie could have done would have been anything on this movie.
No,
at all.
And again, like let's talk about it. How many series can you name where the direct sequel to the film was better than the original? I can't name one. Friday 2 is not better than the original Friday. Halloween 2 is not better than the original Halloween. Scream 2 is not better than the original Scream. Nightmare on Elm Street 2 is not better than the original Nightmare.
No, not at all.
I don't dislike it as much. But I'm saying, like, it's... None of them really compare.
No. Like, this movie has everything you need. It has a good story, a good follow-up story. You have the original cast back, and they fucking outdo what they did in the last one.
Yeah.
Like, fucking Andy in this movie's on fucking point.
Only thing I didn't like is the fact that the mom, how they just, like, put him in a foster care for it.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a little... Like, they could have, like, brought the mom back with it and still had stuff there.
But that fucking factory scene, man, when he gets his fucking hand chopped off and he puts the fucking blade in there.
Oh.
That Predator sense, man, that's fucking sick.
You were talking about the first film with the fucking fake outs and shit. When he gets all that fucking wax poured on him and he's still alive.
To be fair,
how the hell?
They didn't do it as much. It was one time. Let's say, like, in Child's Play 1, he was tossed in the fucking fire.
Yeah.
Then he was shot. Then he was shot again. Like, and it wasn't, like, they literally, they blew him apart with a fucking shotgun. After he'd been burnt, like, he should have been done.
Yeah.
Nope, you gotta shoot the heart. Fuck that shit. Let him die. Like, that's just like that. I feel like they were just adding that because they could do another extra jump.
Yeah.
But even then, like I said, neither one of them are bad, but 2 is our favorite. As you can see, a lot of our lists were different. Besides us each having 2 is number 1 and having the reboot is number 5. I don't think there was another one where we all agreed. There was a couple where a couple of us agreed. If y'all have different opinions than what we have, please let us know. I said this is like the 3rd or 4th ranking we've done.
We've already done Friday.
We did Friday with Scoob. We did Nightmare with him.
So this is going to be the 3rd.
This will be the 3rd.
If this releases before, which it probably will.
Okay, and then we still have... but let us know what y'all thought about the list. If you disagree, tell us why. Which one is your favorite? If it's not 2, tell us what it is. If it's fucking Child's Play 3, why?
What?
Why is it number 1? The fuck?
We appreciate y'all for watching. If you disagree, there's no reason to get hateful about it. It's just opinions. We thank y'all for watching. And until next time, y'all, deuces.
Adios.
What a slam. Bring us back to you, grouches. My crew just might roll on you like